Guys, how are we doing? Hope you're good. Welcome to... so I'm just going to do my usual and let everybody know that we're live. If you're coming through, you know the score by now. Just hit the blue thumb button a couple of times. Comment if you're watching live, if you're watching back. And let me know how you found today's task. So, let me do this rapido. Dunk. Guys, how are we doing? Hope you're good. If you're coming through, let me know if you're watching live, if you're watching back. Let me know how you found the task. Okay, one word to describe the task. Or a couple of words, I won't be that harsh. Okay. Boom. Good. All right, how are we doing? So we're just going to allow this to build up as normal, and then we're going to get straight into it. How's everyone doing? How's everyone feeling so far in the challenge? I hope it's opening some eyes for you. Get yourself comfy. We'll allow everyone to come in. We'll give it a couple of minutes and then we'll dive straight in. So who we got in the house? Who have we got here? We got Clive, Martin, Ash, Kevin, James. Again, it's not allowing me to see comments. So let me just get them on here. Cool. James, how we doing? Kevin, how you doing? Kevin, how you doing? John, I hope you're good. This is definitely one you want to watch if you're watching live, all right? So if you can watch this live, definitely watch this one live. Cornelius, how are you? If we're coming through, we're just waiting for a couple of minutes just to allow people to get themselves set up. I know it's like a difficult part of the day. Just hit the blue thumb button a couple of times. I want to know how you're feeling after today's challenge. I want to know how you're feeling so far, having spent 3 days, 3.5 days really involved in this process, with the training that we've done, with the eye-openers that maybe you've had, the epiphany journeys that you've kind of dropped or have dropped for you. Let me know. Yep, 100%. Today's challenge is definitely designed to really give you an honest opinion of where you are. Just that BJJ, I am super jealous, mega jealous. I'd love to be doing a little bit this competitive rolling tonight as well. Next week, we'll build it up. Cool. Everyone good? Everyone set, ready to go? If you're ready to go, hit the blue thumb button for me. Just allows me to know that everyone's set, ready to go for tonight's session. Tonight is one of the biggest sessions of the week. It's really, really a key element or phase of the process. All right, so. Cool. All right. Let's get on. So, when I have mentioned earlier and throughout this challenge, when I went through my cycle and my journey of self-discovery and trying to improve the way that I run my life. Sorry, I just need to cover this up, otherwise you're going to have poor quality. Oops. Sorry about that, guys. Just a bit of a technical hitch with the camera. Cool. So when I was going through that difficult time for myself, one of the biggest things that I felt was alone. I felt really, really alone, and I felt uneducated about how to get myself out of the position that I was in. When I look back at it, the military really didn't offer me a lot in terms of guidance, awareness of maybe what I would go through. I don't really feel like there was a lot of awareness about PTSD or struggling when you're lost or a lack of purpose. And I find that as men right now, many men feel the same. So as we get older, we almost stop education at 18. Maybe some of us stop at 21 after uni. Maybe some of us go back and study, but we stop educating ourselves quite early on in our lives. And when we progress through our lives, we kind of get to a point where we almost need re-educating how to cope with the realities of the world. And it sounds crazy, right? We almost need to be educated in terms of coping with stress, coping with pressure. How do we show up for ourselves? How do we manage our time? To me, I look at these type of things and these type of scenarios as educational. I look at them as personal development. I look at the way that we live and how do we live as an educational opportunity to be able to teach people how to reach their potential, how to get up and thrive, how to overcome negative self-chat, how to ignore judgment and fear and break through it. Now, we could talk to a blue in the face. I could do a 100-day challenge, but it still necessarily wouldn't change the bigger picture. Why? Because unless we practice what we talk about, we never really change the process and the state of mind, what's going on in here. Okay? Nothing ever changes in here. Now, when I was going through my cycle, I had no education. I had no man coach to go to. I had nobody who was doing anything like that. Nobody teach me how to redefine myself, how to be a leader in my own family, be a leader to myself. I had nobody teach me about a morning routine or the benefits of it. I had no one to teach me about how to fit in fitness into my lifestyle or how to be a better husband. Because maybe if they did, I wouldn't have got divorced. Maybe if they did, I would have been a better father. Maybe if they did, I wouldn't have drunk so much. I wouldn't have pushed people out of my life so much. But I kind of feel like times are changing. And one of the key fires for me, one of the biggest passions and drivers that I have is that I don't want guys to go through what I did. I want guys to be in a relationship and be in a successful relationship and feel happy and in control of that relationship. I want them to thrive with their kids. I want them to be around to be able to see their kids get married. I want to see guys who are happy, topless, by the swimming pool on holiday or running down the street and feel good about that. I want guys to feel like they have passion, they have direction, they have fire, that they feel that they can handle judgment or fear and can rationally control their emotions and be the master of their mindset. And I want all of those things because I understand personally what it feels like not to have all of those things. And I guess that my mission is to change the world one man at a time. And however I do that, I want to really make that impact on guys. Now, on Sunday, I turned around and said to you guys, I would have an opportunity for you. And I want to explain what an opportunity is. So an opportunity, the way that I look at it is that we go through life. We go through a series of chapters of life where an opportunity arises where we have to make a decision. Now, it's the decision that we either are going to procrastinate on, or it's the decision that we're going to go all in on, and we're going to end up reaching an outcome that's going to benefit us. Or vice versa, we don't make a decision and we don't get that benefit. Now, for me, what I really want to do and what I really want to put in front of you is that door, is to go, here is a door. Here's some of the things that we've been talking about. Now I'm going to open up the door and let you into our world. And within our world are hundreds of men who have all gone through this same process that you have, who have all come to a point where they have had to make a decision on whether enough is enough. I'm sick and tired of going round in circles in a cycle of chaos. I'm sick and tired of doing the same shit over and over again. I'm sick of wasting time and energy trying to do it myself. And to come through that front door and almost come into welcoming arms to show you a proven structure, a proven system that is going to change the way that this works in here. But before you walk through that front door, you have to understand that there's going to be an element of hard work, that there are no quick fixes, that you will have good days and bad days, that you will have to overcome maybe months, maybe years of old habits. But on the other side of all of those things are a much better way of living your life. Is a much better element of control over your emotions, your physical state, your mental state, your relationships with your children and with your wife, with your health, with your personal development, with your business or your career. Either way, making them thrive. And what I want to do is almost open up that door to guys that are ready to walk through it and go, right, it's fuck it, I'm ready. Now is the time. I can feel it here. I can feel it here. What is the alternative? I'm just going to keep going round and round in this fucking bucket. So I want to explain, if I may, just for 10 minutes to you, what the 90-day elite movement is all about. There is absolutely no obligation for you to take this. There are 5 days of free. You could do the 5 days and you can go off and live your life. Okay, you can go off and do whatever you need to do. I'm not that guy who's going to be here like, this is what you like. I'm going to present an opportunity to you. If you're going to take this opportunity, man, you better be ready to come in and work and change the way that you're living your life. Because that's what we're doing. Love you! You all right? Oh, an hour.
I'm going to Bailey and we're walking back to
Okay, I love you.
when you're done.
I will. Love you. Bye-bye. Sorry, guys. So I want to explain, if I may, that opportunity to you. Okay, so the 90-day elite movement is a process where we take men from day 0 to day 90, and along the process, I want to take you from that average way of thinking, that average way of doing things, where we are not happy, where we're not content, where we're not winning, to a place where you are, so that you build this elite operator mentality. And I want to put you in a position where you're working with like-minded men from all over the world who are doing exactly the same thing. We have guys working in there from 4 years to 2 years to 1 year to 6 months to 3 weeks to the guys that started 3 weeks ago. And you are surrounded by a positive community. You're surrounded by me and my team. And we're going to take you through this system. So you are in phase 1, which is the 5-day. That is an insight. What we are doing here is an introduction to, hey, look, I just want to wake you up a little bit. This is the beginning of a resurrection. This is the beginning of something new. This is a case of you looking in the mirror and going, do I need this? Do I need to change? And my door to you is coming on to join us for the next 2 phases. Phase 2, which is the foundational phase over 4 weeks. And then the growth phase, which is phase 3. Okay, and that is over 8 weeks. So we break it down. Okay. Phase 2, the foundations, is based up of 4 frameworks. If you think about boot camp in the military, this is where we learn all of the basics, all of the principles that I've already gone through with you, and I'm going to go through it in a minute, and how to become the priority. First week, we are going to nail your morning routine. Okay, we are going to nail your morning routine. We're going to make you become an elite operator from the morning upwards. We're going to change the way you live your life just from this morning routine. I can guarantee that after the first week, you will feel completely different straight away, simply because you'll feel alive. Rather than feeling dead inside, walking around hollow, walking around like there's a hole in your chest, like something's missing, within that first week, you will start to feel alive. And by the way, by the time you get to week 1, you would have done a bonus prep week, and you would have done an integration week in our accountability system. Okay, so you already have been in. Anyone coming into this program, you're going to be in for 2 weeks over Easter as a bonus to get a part and be a part of the community. Okay. The second week is about building up your vision, long-term vision, understanding vision, how to reverse engineer that vision, and really connect to a path. Create a path. Create the journey. Week 3, we're going to focus on time management and productivity, and how do you fit everything you need to in your life without feeling overwhelmed and stressed. Creating barriers, creating direction, creating pillars and a system and a routine that you are going to live by. And then the last week, week 4, is learning how to review and reflect to improve. Okay, So that is the first week. And we do that by delivering 15 powerful modules, which I will coach you in. The modules last anywhere between 4 minutes and 9 minutes and go into depth about educating you on tips, guidance, systems, models that are working for hundreds of guys that have worked for thousands of guys over the years that I've been working with men. Love you guys. Love you. Text me when you're there. Phase 3, we then go on to the growth. Phase 3, we go on to the growth. So then we do 2 28-day micro missions. And for 2 28-day periods, you will take everything that you've learned and we will guide you through the 28 days to achieving something incredible. And we will get you to set your goals, your plans, and you will work towards them using our accountability system that we use in the Brotherhood, okay? Which has been working now for years. It holds hundreds of men accountable weekly so that you are connecting with your mission, okay? So that is phase 2, phase 3, okay? And what we end up doing, I want to go through with you what exactly is included with this, all right? So I've got it off our brochure, okay? So when you become part of the movement, you are going to instantly receive access to hundreds of hours worth of private content that we do for our guys. So there's almost 15 courses in there. So if you bought those courses individually, you're looking at nearly £1,500 because each course is worth £99. Every month I do a brand new course, whether it's an evening routine, whether it's how to manage your problems, whether it's building your mental resilience, whether it's taking your morning routine to the next level. There is a continuation training theme every single month that you can benefit from. You're going to get access to our monthly seminars, okay? So anyone that, if you do decide to jump, if you decide to join by Saturday, you'll be able to join in our Q2 planning seminar that we've got going on this Saturday on Zoom, okay? So we have all of the guys in there, but once a month I will run an online educational seminar teaching you whatever the theme is. So for May, we're working on nutrition. Okay, and then I think we are working the month after, I think we're working on how to establish your perfect evening routine off the top of my head. But in May, what we'll end up doing is a big calorie tracking challenge. We will do 4 extra modules on that, and we'll do a whole hour, an hour and a half seminar on that to improve your nutrition. So it's continuation learning over and over and over again, okay? Sorry, my phone keeps cutting out. It's annoying. All right, So you'll also get access to our accountability system. And now I'm going to show you my inside of the Brotherhood on Friday, okay, at 12 o'clock. I'm going to take you in. I'm going to do a walkthrough, talk through. Now we have micro morning accountability. We have our weekly planning and focus, which we do at the weekend. You then have your midweek check-ins. Okay, then we also have checking in with our 28-day plans. And we also have personal accountability. It's like Facebook, but we're not on social media. The app runs away from social media, so you're not getting distracted, okay? You'll get access to bi-weekly yoga classes and all of the yoga classes that have been taking part over the last couple of years. You'll get supported all the way through from myself in a WhatsApp group. That will be very private, just to the guys that are on this program, so that you can directly talk to me, John and Mikey B, who are my team, plus one ambassador who is going to be your point of contact throughout the whole 90 days. But you have an abundance of support and experience behind you. All of my employees are ex-clients, are former clients. They've all gone through my system. John has been a client of mine since 2015. He now works for me. Mikey B has been a client of mine. He quit the corporate world. He'd come and work for me. All of my ambassadors have been with me for nearly 4 or 5 years, and you've been seeing their stories so far on the Facebook page, okay? And you'll also get access to all of our guest speaker videos, okay? So we bring in somebody every single month to do a guest expert in their field that's going to help you progress, all right? So you can see there is an abundance, okay? An abundance of training, support, accountability. And the whole point of this is to take you, okay, from just talking about it, from just thinking about it, to taking you through a process, okay? This is where we open that door and you come in and all of this is there. It might feel overwhelming, but we get that all the time. That's why we are fucking good at what we do, because I know exactly what you're going through the minute you walk through the door, and we all do, because we take fucking blokes every single month, and we've been doing that for years, and we understand where your head is at. And if you need support, we get on the phone to you and we pick you up and we put you on the right line and the right direction. If you're overwhelmed, we get to the bottom of it and we simplify it for you. But this is so simplified, it's easy to follow. We've been doing this for a long time. This system works and it's changing the way that people are living their life. Okay. So I only have 10 spaces. Okay. There's nearly 310 people in here. Okay. The opportunity to join, or the offer that I'm presenting, lasts till Sunday night. Okay. So normally this would cost somebody £750 or 3 payments of £250. The offer is for £399, okay, or 3 installments of £145, which I think is unbelievable value for what you get and where you are at the end of those 90 days. Now there is a bonus for those 10 coming on board, okay? For those 10 that come on board, I'm going to give you a free ticket to a day workshop with me in Birmingham on the 1st of July, which means you'll come to Birmingham and you'll work with me directly face to face with a group of guys from 9:30 in the morning to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'm going to sit down with you and we're going to work out your vision, your mission. We're going to work on what you need to work on. These are really powerful days. Okay. If you were coming to this by itself, you'd be looking to pay £500. But I want to give you that as a bonus, or those people as a bonus. Okay. You are going to get entry into the mastermind. We officially start on the 25th of April. Okay, so we're going to get Easter out the way, then we're going to get straight into it. But anyone joining, you will be put into the mastermind right away. You can follow the introductory steps immediately. You can get stuck into the courses right away. You won't touch any of this until the end of April, but you can certainly be a part of that community straight away. So you can get all of the benefits the minute you do it. And you'll get instant access to our course, okay, which is going to be the mental resilience one. And I'm also going to run a private group Zoom course on how to tackle the 90 days, answering all your questions, making sure that you have everything answered for you. So there is an abundance there for you. All right, guys. If you want to take part, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the link in a comment. There, all right, that is for you to check out. The offer stands till Sunday night, or when the 10 places go. All right, guys, hope that makes sense. Let me see if I can put it in here and pin it. Sex, and then we're going to get on to tonight's training. Pin comment. Right, it's pinned there for you guys. This is a huge opportunity, guys. Huge opportunity for you, for sure. All right, tomorrow I just want to remind you at 12 o'clock, if you can make it, I basically have a round table of guys who are going to come in and talk about their journeys, talk about what they've gone through, talk about this system they went through, what they're doing now, how the process has really helped them, okay? And I think it's really important to understand people's journeys and what they go through, okay? Hope that sounds great. Let me know what your thoughts are on that. And what we're going to do is we're going to go into how do you become the priority of yourself, okay? So, when you're on an aeroplane and you're sitting there and you're on your seat and you're kind of like checking out the stewardess, but try not to let your missus see. And then she comes out with a mask and you're like, perfect. I can just like watch her put that mask on. And she goes, make sure you put your mask on before you help anyone else out. That's because if you don't, you're going to fucking pass out and you're no good to anyone. That same analogy is so true in real life. If you are not putting on your oxygen mask on first, if you're not putting you first, how the fuck can you function for everything else in your life? Your wife, your kids, your career, your health, your personal development. You can't do it. And a lot of people have trouble trying to deal with this confliction. They're like, well, I've been told that I have to go out and do the job. I'm responsible for earning the money. I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. Listen, if you don't look after yourself and you're still working and you have a stroke, how useful are you going to be to anyone? How are you going to possibly earn money to keep that going? If you're constantly stressed into the ground and you're just hollow and you're empty, what type of relationship are you having with your wife? If you're completely disconnected from life, how can you ever connect with the kids and inspire and be a role model to your kids? If you are just exhausted all of the time, how can you possibly get to the gym to make sure that you keep the cholesterol down, the belly down, feel good about yourself? We can't do it. So we have to make sure that we're putting ourselves first. Would you agree? So what I want to know is if you agree or you disagree, what I want you to do is hit the like button if you agree. Okay, guys? Because it's really, really, really important, okay, making sure that you are on top of this. Now, I want to go through the two models, okay? So model number one here. So this is little Johnny Bravo here. Fucking tiny. Obviously hasn't been working out, okay? This is him here. And this guy has the weight of the world on his shoulders. He's going through the chaos cycle. He's going through that chaos cycle, right? And he's like, oh my God. And the heaviest weight and burden that he carries is his work one. Oh my God, Jesus Christ, trying to keep hold of this work obligation. Then his family come next. Then maybe his health and personal development are afterthoughts. Okay, does that make sense? So he's here and he's trying to hold it. So work obligations, he's just kind of accepted this as life. And you ever get those people that always turn around, and I think I mentioned this earlier in the week, you just turn around and go, same shit, different day. For me, when someone says that, that's someone accepting their situation about where they are. I'm just accepting that I'm unhappy. I'm just accepting that this is the way it has to be. That is your belief system. And when you're in that belief system of just going, I just accept it, I'm just going to keep living like this forever, that's a pity party. You're having like a little pity party in your head, okay? You are willing to tolerate shit. You are willing to tolerate the system. You are willing to tolerate the way that the life that you have created. You are responsible for where you are right now. No one else. There are certain things that happen to you that you have no control over, but the way you react to them is still your responsibility. Responsibility is a huge word I think that we shy away from. I don't think we face responsibility enough. When I accept responsibility for the way that I was able to accept responsibility for the breakup of my marriage. It was 110% my fault. That's because I wasn't there. I didn't take responsibility and get myself better. I didn't take responsibility in stopping drinking. I didn't take responsibility to find direction, get myself straightened out. It's my responsibility. Everyone else has got shit going on. Everyone else around you is going through something. We can't sit there waiting for some knight in shining armour to come along and go, James, I'm going to solve all your problems. Johnny, I'm going to come and solve all your problems. Do you know what I mean? We've got to take charge. And this is what I'm talking about with this 90 days. That's that door. If you choose to walk through the door and go, I'm in, like, let's do this. Do you know, I need to invest in myself. I need to educate myself. I need to rocket up my arsehole to get me going. Man, that's the decision I make. I'm taking responsibility. I'm going in. Do you know what? I'm not going to buy booze. I'm not going to buy takeaways. I'm not going to do an Amazon binge buy. You know, I'm just going to reduce my Sky package for 2-3 months while I sort myself out. And it baffles me because I had this one guy and it always stands out. Always stood out. He had a BMW X5. And he said, I really want to do this and I can't afford it. And I said, all right, so why can't you afford it? And he turned around and said to me, right, I pay £600 a month for my BMW X5. And I stopped him right there. And I said, dude, like, if you want to be around to drive your BMW X5, get rid of the BMW X5 and use the money to invest in your health. And he didn't. And I got an email from him like 6 months later saying, I made the wrong choice. Do you know what I mean? So we are always going around in those circles in terms of like, what are you willing to tolerate? We have to take responsibility. Otherwise, you are going to be this little guy here Carrying that triangle of life around with you. And not a lot of people like that. Not a lot of people like to hear that, because that's truth, right? Not a lot of people will. A lot of men will run away from that. A lot of men are afraid of that. So then we've got this dude here, top of the game. Priorities: health, relationships, personal development and work. And I put health before relationships because we want to be healthy mind, healthy emotions, healthy body, right? Is that not what we want? Is that what we're striving for? And if you think about the 5 key principles that I talked about Monday night, I talked about vision and mission, 1% a day, the 3 C's, consistency, control and clarity, accountability, elite operate. This is what we teach through that front door of opportunity. So through that door of the opportunity that I spoke about, as soon as you come through there, this is what you fucking taught straight away. Straight away. In those first 4 weeks, this is what we harp on about all of the time, because this creates this. This is your version of your basic training to fall back on. Remember I told you about my basic roots, my values, my principles, my character, that all stem from being a Royal Marine. You're not Royal Marines. But what you are is dads, you are business owners, you are single guys. But we need that level of foundation and fundamentals to be able to recognize and build awareness to build ourselves up to the top. This is putting on the oxygen mask. This is going, fuck it, let's chance it. Let's see what happens. I can do it myself. I can do it myself, because you know what? My way is the best way. The way that I do things works. That's what we say to ourselves. That's what men say to themselves. And I know that because I've had that conversation with many, many different guys. And they go, I was that stubborn-minded that I convinced myself that I could do it myself, even though I hadn't done it myself for 20 years. Dave Young, that guy was. Dave Young. He was 55 years old. And for 20 years, 35, he got divorced. And for 20 years, he was trying to do it by himself. And he kept on falling off the ball. He kept on falling off the ball over and over and over and over again. And he went, I was so stubborn-minded that I could do it myself. And that's one of the biggest things that stops us, right? It becomes an opportunity. So if we look here, this is what I call, can you see that all right? Oh, flipping heck. Let's have a look here. So we've got the identity cycle. So this is you. Now, what decides whether you're going to be happy or sad, content or fulfilled? Well, if we go down to here, it's based on decisions that we make in life. We have to make decisions right throughout life. So all the time we are making decisions. Do I stay in my job? Do I leave my job? Do I start in the gym or do I go running? Okay. We have to make certain decisions that are going to create, I don't think you can quite see that. That are going to create a process. Now, if we make a bad decision, we're going to go through a bad process. That bad process might lead to emotional eating, emotional drinking, neglect of relationships, neglect of body, neglect of mind, and we're going to end up going down that path, that road. Or we can make a decision that's going to benefit us. I'm not going to drink. I stopped drinking in January the 1st. I haven't drunk for 3 months, and I felt the best mentally I ever have. That's a great decision for me. That took me through a process of learning more about myself, learning that I didn't need to drink. And by the way, I didn't drink a lot, but I used to have a drink on a Friday and Saturday, play hard, work hard, play hard, all of that. But that drinking on the Friday and Saturday was becoming excessive. It used to be just a drink, a gin or a beer, and then suddenly it became 4 gins, doubles, and 6 beers. Because I was using that as an escape because of all the pressure I was putting myself under. So I go through that process, and then the outcome is actually, man, I'm better off mentally here. Mentally here, emotionally here. Better connections with the partner, better connections with the kids. And although my situation wasn't drastic, it has just improved it. That then leads to my status and my standards that I set myself, which makes me happier. Okay, can you see how that cycle works? So for example, lads that come across, they make a decision to invest in themselves. If they decide to do this, you then go through the process of 90 days of discovering, self-discovery, self-learning, finding a whole different way of living that you don't have any experience of right now, that you can only take my word for and word of the other guys, that gives you an outcome of a better life, a better relationship. Like you can actually breathe again. Okay, and that sets you new statuses and standards by building character, values, and principles, right? So this is really key. And all of these things that we do here are all about getting you to this place here by following these key principles. Principles are insanely important. Being the priority is absolutely essential. And every time you've got to stop and say, is what I'm doing benefiting me? And if it's a no, then you've got to stop it. But I think that for many men, it's really hard to do without accountability and straight talking. Without structure or direction or systems or models. What most men will do when they leave to 5 days is go, yep, I'm on it next week, bang, bang, bang. By Wednesday, chaos cycle has begun, everything is forgotten. Because this is paper thin, what we're doing here in 5 days. Like I'm trying to unravel men's state of mind that have been the same for the last 10 years, 5 years, 3 years. That's what I'm trying to break down. That's what I'm working against with men. And it's super frustrating, but it's really rewarding and enjoyable. So there's some questions on this. What I want you guys to do, if you have any questions, is ask them right now. And I'm going to just have a look at some of the questions that were asked today, because I was on daddy daycare. I didn't answer those questions, so I'm going to do it now. Okay, my question is around guilt and negative influences that have affected how I have shown up in the past. How do you push through negative influences that have caused huge turmoil in your life and get away from the guilt that you have been because of your reaction to these, to enable you to push forwards, to putting yourself first? So listen, there's always going to be toilets around, all right? There's always going to be toilets. People trying to put you down, people trying to finger point at you, judge you, and get you back into their rut. I want to tell you a quick story about crabs. You might have heard this, but there's a young boy walking with his family on the pier. And they walk to the end of the pier, beautiful day, and the young boy sees a fisherman with this huge bucket. And he goes running over and goes, oh, wow, look at all these crabs. Did you catch all of these crabs, sir? And he went, yep, I caught them all from the sea. I've been fishing all morning. And he notices this one crab. This one crab is slowly crawling over the other and he's trying to break free and he's almost getting to the top, and the boy's like, oh my God, sir, you're about to lose one of your crabs. Do you want to put them back in? He goes, I don't need to put them back in. Watch what happens. So as the crab gets right to the very brim of that bucket, what ends up happening is there's about 5 or 6 other claws from that other crabs that are still in the bucket, and they drag him back down. They drag him back into the bucket. And the fisherman knew that that crab would never get away because all of the other crabs in the bucket would never allow it. And if you think about all of those people that are in our lives that are negative, that's very much the same, right? They are trying to claw you back down to their level, because actually when you start to evolve and grow, when you start to go to a new level, they don't want that to happen, because that then makes them have to look at themselves. That then makes them feel shit. That then makes them feel jealous and bitter. Now, I've left many a person behind who used to be my friend because they're happy still going down the pub drinking. Why are you getting up at 4:15? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing this? Why are you running 100 miles? You're like, I don't want to know those people. Anyone that questions me why I'm doing something, I don't want to know. Anyone that applauds me, let's go. Because I would always recommend anyone and push anyone. I never want to hold anyone back. So if you've got those toilets or crabs in your life, you're going to have to break free. You're going to have to take a leap of faith, and you're going to have to leave some people behind. I hope that makes sense. How do you deal best with the haters and guard your confidence? Have that elite operator mentality. Who gives a fuck about the haters? If I have haters, I'm doing something right. If I have haters, I look at it as though I'm doing something right. If I don't have haters, I feel like I'm not doing my job properly. There are people that are like me, there are people that will hate me. And as long as those people that hate me just disappear and don't start cobbing off and chopsing off, then there's no problem. I don't have an issue. I accept it. I've got no expectations of anyone. I have no expectations of anything. Whatever. Why would you care? Why would you even talk about it? Let it go. How can I put myself first and become the man I want to without the guilt that I'm neglecting my family? Also, how is the best way to stop procrastinating? So the key thing is when we're prioritizing ourselves, I'm not telling you to go and buy a fucking bachelor pad. Okay, I'm not telling you to go and buy an Audi or a Ferrari and say, fuck it, it's all about my life. How we prioritize ourselves is doing things like a morning routine. It's like doing one thing a week for you. I.e. go and play golf, go and play five-a-side football, go to the gym 3 times a week. That's being the priority. Getting up in the morning, just you and the world. That's you putting yourself as the priority. Writing a journal, that's putting you as the priority. Why would you fucking feel guilty about doing those things? Surely you'd feel more guilty not putting yourself first, being a dickhead to your wife and kids, and then pissing them off and then feeling guilt because you've snapped at them. If you're with somebody that makes you feel shit because you're trying to be a better man, I would probably say you need to look in the mirror of that relationship. Stop procrastinating. People procrastinate because they don't have confidence in the direction that they're going. People will procrastinate over this 90 days. They're sitting the fence, I don't ever do this or that. I guess when I speak to people that have come through, they go, I don't know why I even procrastinated. When you're doing something that improves the way that you're living your life, if you're doing something that hugely benefits you, and you have that emotional connection to doing it, and you're like, fuck, I need this, or you procrastinate on doing a job, it's because you're fearful. A lot of people are anxious about doing something like this. This is a big move. So people feel nervous about it. Of course they do. But that's what my job is to fill that hollow mind, that emptiness with fire. That's my job. It's my job to turn around and say, you want another job? Let's go and get you another fucking job. Here we go. We've got a career specialist who does career work on Tuesdays in our mastermind. She's our point of contact. She would get you in a new job in 6 months, probably on a fucking better wage and in much better conditions. Confidence. Hi mates. Life. What is life in your opinion? Is doing the things you want to do or living life on your terms? Living life on my terms is dictated by time. When I was younger, much younger, I used to chase the buck. Now, I like to make sure that I'm accountable for my time. I'm a millionaire when it comes to time because I'm in control of my own time. That's living life on my terms. That's the definition of success. When I die, I don't get to keep any money. But when I get to the last couple of hours of my life, if I'm lucky enough to be in that situation, I can look back and how valuable my time was to my family, to my clients, to my friends, and the memories that were created through time. Does success require ruthlessly prioritizing yourself over others? Not ruthlessly prioritizing yourself over others, but I think it does require an understanding of what your definition is of success. Mine is living life on my terms. Living life on my terms is spending time with my kids and my partner. So I think you have to get perspective on what success is for you. Cool. Right, let's go back to the live. Here it is. Let's see if there's any more questions. Okay. If you feel like you've reached a health plateau after working hard on it over a year, what is the best thing to do to kickstart progress again? There's nothing wrong with a plateau. I don't understand for many people why there is such an issue in plateauing. When you are constantly, listen, when you lose weight, okay, you're naturally going to plateau. If you've got 5 stone to lose and you lose those 5 stone, you're going to be in and around your maintenance weight, right? If you keep losing fucking weight, you're going to be a skeleton. If you keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, you're going to end up injuring yourself. Ego takes over. If you reach a plateau, why don't you try something different? So if you're a runner and you've fucking done a half marathon and you've done a marathon, you've done an ultra and you're like, right, I've plateaued a bit here, go and do jiu-jitsu. Go and dip your toe in other things that give you a little bit of different spice, that give you a different opinion, a different thought process. There's no such thing as plateauing. If you're training, you're training. Do you know what I mean? You're just going through a rest or maintenance period. There's nothing wrong with the maintenance period. Everyone gets worked up going, I'm not fucking doing 6-minute miles. Guess what? You don't need to do 6-minute miles. Do a 9-minute mile and enjoy the fucking process and everything else going around you. Make sense? Just signed up, mate, twice. My lucky day. We will sort that out tomorrow for you, dude. All right, so we'll make sure you get refunded the other payment that you've paid twice. You might have just taken someone's pace, though. If it's fucking stopped. I am just trying to open up comments, guys. It's not really letting me. Cool, is there any more questions? How does everyone feel about this tonight, guys? How does everyone feel about this tonight? Is this helping? Facebook is definitely not helping me out here. Come on, dudes. Let me see the comments. Okay, let's go. Let's try another thing here. 2 secs. Cool. Any other questions? Just keep them going. Thank you. Great stuff. Really helpful. Great stuff. Oh, here we go. I found all the comments. Let's have a look. Okay, so I've got no more questions. Is there anything else? Yeah, great chat again, JB. Signed up for the 90. Looking forward to the journey. Jamie, great to have you on board, bro. So anyone that does sign up tonight, guys, John will be in touch with you tomorrow. We're going to get you in the mastermind as soon as tomorrow or Friday. And we want you to be a part of the community right away, okay? Saturday, I'm running a workshop, and I think it would be really great if you're around at 7:30 in the morning to take part in that workshop and come and see what we're about, okay? Good stuff. Great to hear, Sean. Really appreciate that. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Jeremy, thanks, dude. Sorry if it's taking a little longer than normal, guys. I know you do have families and things to do, but hopefully you're getting a lot of benefit. I think it's just good to put your time and effort into this and really focus on yourself and getting yourself involved. Okay, any last questions? I'm here for you for the next minute or two. So tomorrow, 12 o'clock, we're going to be running a round table. If you can make it, great. If you can't, you can simply watch that back. And then tomorrow night, and tomorrow's task is going to be focused on the morning routine. Okay, so we're going to start working on the morning routine. How do we build that morning routine? I'm going to give you a little taster on the things that you can do to improve your morning routine. For me, it's the most important thing that you can possibly do, right? In terms of growth of that state of mind of building that elite operator. Okay. Cool. If there's anything else, then just let me know. If you are on the fence with this 90-day thing and you're a bit worried and you want to talk to me or John or Mike, just email me at boardmanjames.com. me@boardmanjames.com. I'm going to write that in the comments. In fact, let me send you directly. Support at themancoach.uk. All right, so I've put the email on there, guys. All right, I've put the email there. If you email that, me, John, or Mike, whoever's free at the time, will give you a call just to answer your questions. You might not want to answer them on here. I realise there's an air of anxiety about it, anticipation, nervousness. It's a big thing, taking a leap of faith. Yeah. So the 90, so we're doing a reduced price from $750 to $399, okay? And that lasts till Sunday night, or 3 installments of $145, and that comes out monthly. All right, guys? And I've put the link in there. I think that's about it. So I'm gonna let you get on with your evening. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Big day tomorrow. Round table at 12. Coaching session at 7, and then the task in the morning. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate you guys. Have a good night.